For those of you who love an old school loud exhaust but don't want to deal with the hassle or the headache they can bring, the Flowmaster Signature Series Dual Exhaust is for you and your 2019 and newer Silverado or Sierra 1500. This system gives you great sound at a tolerable volume combined with a clean look and excellent build quality. On our loudness meter, we're going to give this one a solid 3 out of 5. This is a system that doesn't go overboard on volume, and instead it accentuates the good sounds that these trucks already produce. So that means you'll be able to enjoy the system every day without getting your neighbors all worked up or giving yourself a headache. Just a quick note on fitment here, this exhaust is designed to fit all 2019 and newer 5.3 liter powered Silverado and Sierra 1500s that are equipped with the factory dual exhaust. A Flowmaster exhaust in a Chevy small block is as classic a match as peanut butter and jelly. And without any fluff or exaggeration, the Signature Series dual rear exit system we have here is a perfect complement to the 5.3 liter Vortec. It's just the right amount of volume, but it still sounds great. As you heard from the clips at the start of the video, it's got a nice rumble to it at idle. It accentuates that lumpy V8 goodness. And when you start driving, it's mild under most circumstances, but you can really open its lungs when you bury your foot. The Signature Series is the rare exhaust that can kinda do it all. At cruising speeds, it's subtle, giving you just the right amount of bassy hum as you tick off the highway miles. But again, put that pedal down and it really opens the taps. You get that big burly V8 sound without any of the raspiness or drone that you might find in other aftermarket systems. Truly, I think this is my favorite exhaust that I've heard on the 5.3 liter Vortex. Since this is a full catback, it replaces your factory muffler and resonator, leaving you with just the suitcase style Signature Series muffler here. Now this is described as a straight through design, and you can see that it absolutely is, short of that little Y right there in the back. More on that in a moment. That straight through design means that this is going to flow way better than your factory muffler, giving you some more power and better response. Now the key here though is that there's plenty of packing inside to help keep the volume under control. So inside of the cabin, you just get that nice low hum and you won't have to blast the stereo to hear your favorite song or yell to your passengers to have a conversation. It's just enough to remind you what's going on under the hood, but not enough to make it unpleasant to drive your truck. So it's perfect for something that you're in every day. Now you may have also noticed the lack of tips in this system, and that is because this one is designed to utilize the factory valance tips that are integrated into your rear bumper. It keeps your truck looking totally stock, even if the sound is anything but. And again, that's another reason that I think this might be my favorite exhaust for these trucks. It looks completely factory, and it sounds like there's just something a little bit different. That is until you put your foot down. Construction is the other big highlight of the Signature Series. The entire system is made from 304 grade mandrel bent stainless steel, so it's very resistant to rust and corrosion and about the best you can get material wise. It's 3 inches in diameter going into the muffler and then 2.5 inches in diameter the rest of the way back, with the piping splitting inside of the muffler to head out back to those valance tips. Now Flowmaster makes these right here in the USA, and they are all TIG welded, and you can tell just at a glance the welds look great, especially around that muffler casing. The material is also fully brushed to remove any impurities caused by the manufacturing process, leaving you with an exhaust that looks as good as it sounds. Pricing comes in at about $900. Now that's not what you would call cheap, but it is a really good price for the material and the build quality you're getting here. And it's also significantly less than some other comparable systems. So if you want a high quality 304 grade stainless exhaust that's gonna sound great and won't leave you with a headache, save your extra pennies and get the Signature Series. Installation gets a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 2 hours to complete. This is a bolt-on setup that will utilize all your factory exhaust hanger locations, so you don't have to make any permanent modifications to your truck. It makes this a pretty straightforward job that you can definitely tackle at home. And we're gonna walk you through the installation process now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact and ratchet, 3/8 extension, 13 and 15 millimeter socket, exhaust hanger tool, and also not shown be a lift and pole jack. All right, today we're gonna be installing an exhaust on our Sierra. First, we're gonna watch a quick video how to uninstall a stock system, then we'll come back here to install the new one.
All right guys, so we've got our truck in the air, and the first thing we're gonna do is start at the tail section, and we're gonna go ahead and unbolt this crossover pipe. So that's got a 2-bolt flange connecting it, so it's a 13 millimeter swivel socket and extension on our impact. We're gonna fish that up in there, unbolt those 2 nuts, and then we can go ahead and remove the rear hanger and get this driver's side crossover tube out, and then we can move on to the rest of our system. So now we're going to come back to our tail section, and what we're going to do is remove this entire isolator. Instead of trying to get this out of the isolator, it's much easier to just go ahead and take this 15mm bolt out and remove this whole assembly as one piece, and then we can take it off once it's on the ground. So we'll grab our 15mm socket on our impact and go ahead and run that bolt out. Now we will need to support our tailpipe here while we go ahead and unbolt that. Now that we have that unbolted, we'll go ahead and unhook this from its locator and twist that down. So now we've got our driver's side tailpipe in hand, and what we're going to do is push it towards the driver's side wheel here, so to get it off of the two mounting studs on that flange, and then we're going to go ahead and drop it down and pull it back and go ahead and get it out. So like so. So now we can go ahead and start removing the main section of our catback. So what we're going to do is start at the ball flare clamp here at the end of our Y pipe, and we're going to go ahead and loosen that up. We're going to go ahead and remove the hangers as well, moving all the way back to the tailpipe, and then go ahead and remove the other rear hanger isolator just as we showed you on the driver's side with another 15mm bolt. And we're going to go ahead and throw a pole jack under the muffler to help support the system while we do this. So now we can go ahead and grab our 13mm socket on our impact, loosen up this clamp, get it out of the way. Pop this off here. And you just want to push this back far enough to where it doesn't interfere with your connection. So next we're going to go ahead and remove this hanger from the isolator. So we've got our hanger removal tool. We'll go ahead and pop that out. So now we've come to the rear of our system, and just like the other side, we're going to go ahead and pop this rear hanger isolator off, and then go ahead and remove the two mid hangers at the muffler, and then go ahead and remove our system. So we've got our 15mm socket on our ratchet. We'll go ahead and pop this off, work our way up to the middle two hangers, and then go ahead and pop those off. Got that out. Go ahead and remove that from its locator so it's out of the way. We can even take that all the way off right now. So now we've got our hanger removal tool. We'll go ahead and get these two muffler hangers off. And we've also got an extra set of hands. This is going to be very helpful to get this system off, as it needs to kind of finagle around the differential and the cross member up front. Now you want to make sure you are supporting your system as you remove this last hanger. We'll go ahead and lower our pole jack. Get that out of the way. Then we'll have to slide our system to the side. Let's get it down. So now we're going to have to bring our system back a hair. You want to make sure you don't catch it on any lines or anything like that. So once you get your mid-pipe flange across your cross member, you can start to go back forward. Drop the front of your system down. And go ahead and feed your system out. So now that we have everything off, we'll go ahead and pull this last rear hanger isolator off from our driver's side one that we set aside earlier. So we'll just go ahead and pop that right off and go ahead and set it aside.
All right, so we're gonna start off by getting our front section installed. That's gonna go up over our cross member here and onto our front flange. And we have our hanger into our factory isolator here. Slide that in. And I have a pole jack here just to help hold everything up. So next we're gonna get our muffler section on. I have one of our 3-inch clamps already over there. Just gonna get this slid over our inlet pipe. Now since we have a crew cab short bed, we do not use the extension. So now we can just keep moving on to the back. Now we're going to continue along with our driver's side. Now this is going to be the longer pipe that curves right. We're going to get this up. I already have one of our smaller clamps on our muffler. We're going to get this in our muffler first, and then our factory isolator right here. Switching to our passenger side now, we're going to get this into our muffler, which I already have the clamp over. Slide that in and then into our isolator right here. Just let that rest. So we're going to keep moving on with our passenger side. I have one of our 2.5-inch clamps already resting over. I'm going to grab our factory hanger that we took off and slide that over. Now this is going to be a little awkward because it does have to go into the tip and then into the exhaust. So we'll just maneuver it up and get this in. So we're going to swing our tip up into our factory tip, and we can get this into our over the axle pipe. Our factory hanger hung up. We're just going to thread in our 15mm bolt, and we'll get our other driver's side pipe on and come back and tighten everything up. So on the driver's side, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. I have our isolator on and our clamp over. It's just a little different because the hanger is on the back side of the frame here. But we'll get this all put together. And go ahead and get our hanger up and get our bolt threaded in. So we're going to start tightening everything down, starting at the front, working our way backwards. We have our factory clamp here. Get this over. Then we'll grab our impact and 13mm socket and tighten this down. So moving back, we have our front clamp on our muffler. Grab our impact 15mm socket, tighten that down. At the back of our muffler, just want to make sure your pipes are aligned. Same thing, impact 15mm socket. On the driver's side, we have our clamp for over the axle pipe and tailpipe. Same thing, impact and 15. Now we're going to tighten our hanger on the back, impact and 15mm socket. Back on our passenger side, we have our last clamp, impact and 15. And we just have our last 15mm bolt. Grab your ratchet, tighten down our hanger here. And that wraps up our install of our Flowmaster Signature Series dual exhaust system with a rear exit for a 2019 to 25 5.3 liter Silverado and Sierra 1500 with factory dual exhaust. And remember, for everything Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.